Okay. Vita. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that. What it do, what it is, Big Boss, Cape Ho, Talk Boxing, fucking my soliloquy. Maybe tough times don't last, good people do. Don't ever say call them if I lie, maybe matter. Peak game, 84s on West Wayne. If you got this far, you saw the comments. The hatred for Gervonta, Tank, Davis. Let's talk about it. Gervonta Tank Davis fought to a draw against Lamar Roach. After that, he's been called everything under the sun. But a good fighter. He's been exposed. He a B word. He a P word. He not gonna rematch Lamar Roach. You know, he running from Shakur. He running from Keyshawn. He running from all these people, right? All these people he running from. So let's stick with the Lamar Roach situation. When that fight get announced, okay, all the people, y'all saw the comments. I need all y'all men, so-called grown men, to stand on your team. That's all I'm saying. So when the fight get announced, I need you to stand on your team and come on here and say, you know what, boss, I was wrong. That's it. That's all I'm requesting. So y'all for sure sitting there saying this fight ain't gonna happen to him and Lamar Roach. So I need you to stand on your 10. If this fight get announced, best believe, you better come on here, stand on your 10 like a man, and get to typing. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing else. Alright? But I know a lot of y'all won't do that because a lot of y'all ain't men. A lot of y'all don't got them morals and principles. A lot of y'all weren't raised to be men. A lot of y'all have the physical characteristics of a man, but you don't move how men's supposed to move. You know what I mean? You physically are a man, but mentally you ain't a man. In here, you're not a man. So, you know, I could tell by your comments, man. Actions speak louder than words. You know, when I sit here and I watch these boys, man, you know, and I see it, I read the comments. I'm like, this boy soft. This boy emotional. This boy here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you hear dudes or you see dudes just like disrespecting fighters, like they gonna be able to stand on their 10 in front of this man and say what they're gonna say. They might be able to, but I doubt it. Because normally people, when they talk like that on the internet, bro, when you catch them in real life, they don't be on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? They don't be on that type of time. They just talk, man. It's a whole lot of talking, whole lot of pump faking. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of that, man. You know what I mean? We just keeping that thousand, bro. It's a whole lot of that going on in the sport of boxing. You know, especially when it comes to the fans. It's a lot of talking, bro. You know, a lot of dudes talk. They portray themselves to be gangster, and they portray themselves to be this. You know, it's like, bro, wrong bus or great, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me, I never portrayed myself to be any of those things. Just a grown man that don't tolerate disrespect. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and cap, be like, you know, I'm really like that. I'm not one of the ones to play with, but that don't mean I'm tough or gangster. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. But Gervonta Tank Davis has faced a lot of backlash as of late, and really his whole career, because of his intertwinings with Floyd Mayweather. You know, him being linked to Floyd, and Floyd, you know, kind of guiding him early in his career. That's the main reason why he's received a lot of backlash, is because of who he was intertwined with, right? So they've grown to dislike and hate him because of who he was tied to, right? When you look at this dude, bro, he knocked out dang near everybody. You know what I'm saying? So one or two fighters he didn't knock out in his career. One of them was Lamar Roach, the other one was Eastside Pitbull Cruz, and it was and I think there was a third guy. So maybe three guys. There was a third guy other in his career when he was a young fighter. But other than that, he knocked out everybody he faced. He put on exciting fights. He's an offensive guy. So I don't see why you would dislike a Tank. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. You know, if you're a fan of boxing. Because a fan of boxing, you want to see knockouts. Right? You want to see another man laying on the ground looking at the ceiling as a fan of boxing. And Tank gives you that, right? You're not sitting here looking for somebody to outpoint somebody. You want to see people hurt. That's just what it is. You know, that's why, like, when I was active amateur fighter, my mindset was, I'm trying to hurt this dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to send him to the hospital. Like, that was my mindset, bro. Like, I didn't care, bro. Like, you know. Now, granted, I wanted him to be alive and go home to his family, but I was trying to send him to the hospital. That was my mentality when I stepped in the ring with anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never voiced it. I never talked about it. You know, it was just like, in my mind, buddy got to go to the hospital. You know, he got to feel where I'm coming from. And that's just what it is. That's what type of time I was on. You know, Tank on that type of time where he trying to hurt something. He trying to knock something out. You know what I mean? And I believe in this second fight, he gonna knock Lamar Roach out. He been real quiet, bro. He ain't been saying nothing. Lamar Roach and his daddy been parading around, doing all this stuff. The fans been talking. You know, they've been writing paragraphs saying this, saying that, saying this, saying that. Saying this, saying that. He been quiet. You heard one of the coaches that Tank training with, Mustafa Boxer. He said, man, that dude look in shape right now. And he just fought, you know, in March. And he already, like, in shape. You know, he ain't got no pudge, nothing. He in shape. You know what I mean? So he like, I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all keep sleeping on this boy. So when he knock out Lamar Roach, now what? Y'all gonna move on to the next? Oh, he need to fight Shakur. It's not looking good for Shakur right now, bro. I'm just being real with you. When you got prospects fighting your leftovers and they possibly finna do a better job than you did, I don't know. When you got, and this is why I be sitting there saying, what has he done, bro? When you got dudes like Abdullah Mason fighting Nakatani, a fighter that you avoided, and you was like, oh, man, he's tricky, and he can punch, bro. You know, blah, 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 blah. And then, if Abdullah Mason do what I think he finna do to Nakatani, all I gotta say is Shakur better hope that Abdullah Mason go 12 rounds with that boy, or 10 rounds, whatever the round limit. I don't know if Abdullah Mason is, you know, doing 12 rounders yet. I don't think so. But he better hope it go to a decision. Let me say that. If Abdullah Mason get in there and wash that boy in a couple rounds, it's gonna look bad for Shakur. Not gonna lie to you. And it's gonna confirm what I've been saying. That boy don't like getting punched on, bro. Any dude that got power, holla pimp. If you ain't got no power, he gonna fight you how he fought Padley. right? We're going to keep it 1,000. If you ain't got nothing for him, he going to fight you how he fought Padley. But if you got power and you sitting on stuff, powers you reckon, yeah, he ain't holla pimp. He gonna do holla pimp. I'm out the door. I'm telling you. And I just saying, like, when I look at that fight between him and Tank, it's like I see what advantages Shakur could take advantage of, but it's like, how you gonna keep this man off of you? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? See, you in boxing, everybody talks about, oh, Shakur, this, that, defense, the defense. Okay, cool. You gotta hurt Tank to keep him off of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want about Floyd. Everybody talk about Floyd pillow fisted, but boys wasn't just walking up to Floyd. There was some power there. There was some pop in that punch. You know what I'm saying? Now, was he just stopping people? No. But there was some pop in that punch to stop them in their tracks. Like, oh. With Shakur, I'm literally seeing dudes eat a punch and they still trying to swing at him. You know what I'm saying? They still coming forward. Look at the De Los Santos fight. He boop, De Los Santos still coming forward. When Floyd bop, these dudes do a defensive movement like, oh, okay, oh. You know what I mean? All I'm saying, even when Devin do it, dudes like, oh, okay, all right, oh, okay. You know what I mean? I can't just walk up in here on buddy. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, keep it chill, coming down working with Will, man. Let's stop. I get it, bro. Like, for the performance against Lamar Rose, yeah, Tank deserves some criticism for that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it real. For his performance, he did not show up. But to sit there and like bash dude, and then like when you sit there and try to advocate, like, I don't even say advocate, because they put jackets on them that don't fit them. Like, just keep it boxing. Now, if you critiquing him boxing wise, got nothing to say. But dude's taking it out of boxing. He a B word, he this, he that. It's like, so if this nigga wild out and still off on one of y'all, oh, he emotional. And guess what happened? You gonna be suing that nigga. That's the only thing I don't like about 2025 and social media, is like, people can say whatever. And it's like, they say whatever without the confrontation. See, when I grew up, you couldn't say whatever, because you knew there was going to be some boys going to come see you, bro. That's just what it is. You know? And that's not tough talk. That's just accountability talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on that. You know, you can't sit there and just say stuff and then, you know, it's like, hey, you know, my dad, to this day, if I say something crazy, he gonna charge me up, bro. My dad like 50-something years old. That man gonna charge me up. You feel me? You know? Because my dad a man, bro. He raised me to be a man. So, when it come down to the meat tail situation, it's like, man, he ain't, you know, he gonna charge me up, and I expect to be charged up. If I say something out of pocket, out of line, I expect to be charged up. As a man. Right? As a man, you gotta stand on your 10 and be like, look, bro, I don't like this, I don't like that. Y'all, you know. And we can discuss it like men and be able to try to come to a resolution. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all ain't men. A lot of y'all want to talk on this keyboard, and then when I start cooking you, you report my comment. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep it boxing. That's all I do. You know, I keep it boxing. I don't go outside of that realm. You know, unless you go out. If you hear me go outside that realm, that means the person I'm talking to didn't went outside that realm. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I got people that come in here straight disrespect, thinking that, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing back. Nah, I respond to every comment. I saw somebody on shout out to Nocturnal Boxing Thoughts. They went on his channel and they was like, man, Boss Hog, he be responding to everybody's comments. I do. Because I don't avoid or elude no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ask for it, you go get it. Pause. You know? You can't come in the comment section saying stuff and then I'm just going to be like, oh, man. No, because they got to understand that every YouTube channel is ran differently. Mine, I'm responding to everything. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't gonna do too much talking. I ain't, but everything gonna get responded to. But let's keep it boxing. You know what I mean? If you dislike a fighter, cool. It's your opinion. But at the same time, keep it boxing. When you get outside the realm of boxing, that's when boss come in. That's the reason why I started my channel. Cause seeing too many people talk about these fighters like they could get in a ring with them and fight them. And you looking at like, bro, you on the internet, bro. If Buddy catch you in real life, he gonna body bag and toe tag. What is you talking about? But it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let's go.